Southern Mississippi's Golden Eagles won the 2014 season on the road in Starkville against Mississippi State. We'll take a look at all their action. The big bowl in the senior football area with Coach Todd Monken.
This edition of Southern Miss Sports Today with Todd Monken is presented by Alcorn South, right where you are. And brought to you in part by Hattiesburg Coca-Cola. Want a taste of everything? Drink Coke Zero with real Coke taste and 0 calories. The City of Hattiesburg, a proud sponsor of Southern Miss Athletics. UPS, we love logistics. One Mississippi, now open for small business. And the University of Southern Mississippi. It's great to be a Golden Eagle. We'll be back with This Week in Southern Miss Football right after this.
What if you could create a bank that's just right for you? It'd have to be reliable, right? Familiar and dependable. But you'd also want big-time resources and financial tools to help you take care of the things that are important to you. You'd want a personal banker, someone who really knows you and can help you manage your assets, like offering a complete host of wealth management services. And there you go, Bancorp South. A bank that's, well, just right for you. Bancorp South, right where you are.
Everybody, welcome to Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Todd Monken, presented by Bancorp South. Golden Eagles opened up the 2014 season this past Saturday up in Starkville against a really good Mississippi State ball club. And Todd, I know there were some positive things that you saw in the ball game, but obviously not the way you wanted that one to turn out on Saturday.
No, you know, the start, we kick it off to them and really do a nice job of covering it. We get them pinned at the 13, but then they go 87 yards, only had 1 third down in the drive. And then we turned the ball over in our first possession. Now, it led to an unbelievable goal line stand, but we just couldn't piece enough things together in the first part of the game offensively to take the pressure off the defense. And against a really good team like that, you can't do that.
You tried to run the ball and had some success early on with Edo Smith and Jalen Richard and George Payne.
We did. I mean, we ran it okay. We got to be able to run it better, take some pressure off Nick, and we've got to be able to mix in some quick passing game and do a better job that way.
Offensively, talk about that a little bit. Offensively, Nick Mullins, the quarterback, obviously was under pressure a lot during that ball game. But overall, what did you like about the offense? Where are some areas, again, that you feel like you got to get better?
Well, first of all, Nick took a lot of hits, but Nick bounced up off the ground. He led. He understood the mistakes he made in the game. And sometimes we take for granted where his progress is. He really has only started, hasn't even started a full season yet. So probably as coaches, we probably take some things for granted. But he's a really good football player. He didn't really turn it over on a screen and then one right late in the half trying to throw it in the end zone. Really, he's done a great job of protecting the football.
What about defensively? What were some of the positives there and some areas where you feel like you got to get better?
I really felt like our defensive line was not overmatched. I really felt like the defensive line held their own. I'm talking about from the 1s and the 2s and the 3s. I really felt like those guys held their own, which will always give us a chance as we develop some young secondary players. So that part of it was very impressive.
Special teams wise, obviously had the block punt in the ball game, but I thought Tyler Sarrazin did a good job punting the football, and some kickoff coverage. You got them pinned down inside the 20 a couple of times.
Well, unfortunately, we kicked off once, so we pinned them down the one time. But Tyler was up and down. Tyler is very capable as a punter and really is at a great camp, and we expect him to continue to improve, another young player.
Iowa Southern Miss and Mississippi State, so let's go back to Starkville. Take a look at some of the action on Saturday night up at Davis Wade Stadium.
Prescott going to play action fake, now throw it up the field, got a man, that's caught for a touchdown, Mississippi State. Out of the shotgun, Mullins with Richard along his right side. Mullins looks underneath, batted up in the air and intercepted by Mississippi State by Preston Smith, and Smith's going to take it down to near the 4-yard line. Got a wing to the right side. Robinson in motion, right to left, back left to right. Handoff. Robinson lowers his head, drives up the middle. Prescott takes the snap, leaves it with the up back who got stopped for very little gain. Prescott up under center, takes the snap. Here he comes on the option, going to keep it himself and brought down near the 1-yard line. 4th and goal to go for State down at the Eagle 1. Prescott up under center, brings Robinson in motion. Takes the snap, gives it to Josh Robinson who drives ahead. Did he get in? He did not get in. Eagles get a stop down around the half-yard line. Prescott with a 5-receiver set out of the shotgun off the left hash. Takes the snap, drops to throw, looking and going to be hit and going to be sacked by the Golden Eagles. They got hold of him back around the 25 and bring him down. Jabari Poole, the sophomore out of Brookhaven, was the first guy there. He'll take the snap. Eagles faking it now, throw it out right side, caught by Richard. Richard's across the 30 and out to near the first down marker. Mullins out of the shotgun, takes the snap, leaves it with Ito Smith. Ito around the left side, cuts to the outside at the 40, breaks a tackle. Ito takes it across the 45. Out of the shotgun, takes the snap, and he'll shovel it. Nope, he's going to fake the shovel pass. Now pull up and get hit and sacked by the Golden Eagles. That time, Dylan Bradley didn't go for the pass fake, and Bradley just kept coming, and he sacks Prescott. Prescott takes the snap, looks to throw, fires to the end zone. That one's intercepted by Kalen Reed, who stepped in front of the intended receiver and leaped into the air and snagged it and came down in the end zone. Another stop by the Golden Eagle defense. Mississippi State to kick it away. Ito Smith, Casey Martin back deep. It'll be Ito at the 3 left side. Here he comes at the 10, 15, 20, breaks away, right side, trying to get the corner at the 25, the 30, cuts back at the 35, and Ito Smith going to bring it out to near the 39-yard line. Mullins will bark the signals and take the snap from Cameron Tom. Back pedals to throw. Fires down the center of the foot. He's got a man. Now it's caught by Foster, and Foster takes it down to near the 40. Kyle Foster with his first career catch. And he drops the football. It's loose. Eagles get it. It bounced off the hands of Williams. It kicked to the left side. Mullins off the right hash takes a snap and leaves it with Ito, who cuts back, then cuts around the right corner, and he runs away from a couple of guys. He won't go down. Mullins will bark the signals, take a snap, throw left, caught out there by, looks like Michael Thomas, and Thomas trying to run away from some people. Works off the right hash. Takes a snap, drops to throw over the middle. That one caught by Casey Martin, who spins away from a tackler, gets the first down and more, and taking people with him. He gets out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Good effort by the transfer from the University of Houston. Mullins looking to throw on first down. Steps up in the pocket, down the middle. James Cox goes up and makes the catch going down near the 25-yard line. So Cox goes up high to reach it. The handoff will go to the running back, and the Eagles play it well. They stop Braswell. Mullins to Parks. Big hole up the middle, and the freshman down inside the 35. As Mississippi State's going to take a 49-0 victory over the Golden Eagles tonight here at Davis Wade Stadium in Starkville.
Got him in group as a go.
Yes! Not just a startup, an upstart.
Gotta get going. Gotta be good.
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 Growth is the goal. How do we do that?
I talked to UPS. they'll help us out. New technology, smart advice. We focus on the business, and they take care of the logistics.
UPS.
Good going.
We get good. That's great.
Great. Great.
Great.
Great.
Great. Great. Great.
Great.
I love logistics.
One Mississippi, your health insurance marketplace, is open for small business. I'm Mississippi's Insurance Commissioner Mike Cheney, and I'm proud to say that One Mississippi is a one-stop shop where small business owners with 50 or fewer full-time employees can shop, compare, and choose from several flexible and affordable health insurance options. Enroll online at onemississippi.com or through an insurance agent. One Mississippi, now open for small business.
From the very beginning, your life is made up of a series of moments. Each moment requires you to make a choice. Sometimes you don't really have much of a choice. But for the moments that you do, the big moments, what will you choose? Choose to discover your own path, to defy expectations, to be challenged. Choose to ask, what if? To make a difference. Choose to give back. Choose to do something that matters and make every moment count. Choose Southern Miss.
Ready. Bowling, Brian. Bowling. Put him into the backfield.
When I made the decision to come here, you know, I'd coached at another school within the league at Florida Atlantic, and we had the opportunity to come up here and play. And what I don't think a lot of people realize is when you're around a program for so long, they don't remember really what it felt like the first time they went to the Rock, and what it was like the first time you come in. It's just one of those things that it's been so much, it's happened so much more recently for me, that you had that feeling that there's something special here. That was the first part, was just stepping into the Rock. The other part was just, you see it from afar and you're watching, you're coaching from another perspective at another team, and you see some of the things you're doing. You see a lot of really young talent that's young, and it's not where it needs to be yet, but you see a lot of the young talent and what it is that they're doing. And then the last thing was just, you learn about the history and tradition in this place. And then I'm a guy that loves college football, that you love the history and tradition and all of the ceremony that goes with it. And this is a place that has all that.
Instead of pushing it over to that direction, I ain't going to change the guard if we're working to a scoop on the backside. Make sense? You guys are the adjusters when we're working steering cattle to a back of its backside, whether it's a Chico or it's a scoop.
A lot of things about coaching the offensive line that I like is that, one is that you get to teach. And as a coach, that's my favorite thing, is teaching the players. And that's probably one of the best positions where you get to teach more than anything else, because there's so much that goes into it, whether it be footwork or scheme or technique or anything like that. And it's not you're just out there directing people to go left or go right. You really get to teach them, and you really get to see your impact that you have on it. So from a teaching aspect, I love that. The other thing is they're not a skill player. That's the other thing I love about it. Is that you can be hard on them. Yeah, if they know you love them, you can be hard on them, because they're not going to go cower in a corner when you get after them, as far as if they do something wrong or not really to what's up to your level. And as far as what I believe in on the offensive line is being an intelligent football player. I want to be able to coach players, and if I don't have intelligent football players, I can't coach them, because they can't absorb the information I'm trying to give them. It's like coaching a rock or coaching a sponge. If you're coaching a rock, you just talk to a rock and it just sits there. You coach a sponge, it's going to soak everything up. And then you got to find the athletic ability and the size, the traits, and all that other stuff.
Good first step, Snap. You can't go that sideways, AG. Okay? You're going sideways.
I think the role of the offensive lineman has changed a little bit if you let it change. You know, you start going to spread, and you start going to tempo and all this other stuff. If you look at teams in the NFL offensive linemen hate tempo, because what film they put out is what they're putting out to the rest of the teams in the NFL. So a lot of times you go tempo, you don't get a chance to communicate quite as much. You don't get a chance to really know exactly what the defense is doing and being able to survey the defense. So sometimes you're trying to beat them by speed and tempo instead of technique and talent. I don't try to subscribe to that. I want to still beat them with tempo and talent at the same time, and technique. There's so many people that say, go as fast as you can and just get in the way. You know, there's so many people that create some of these spread offenses where they're winging it around and say, all right, we're doing this and this, O-line figure out how to block it. That's not the way I was built, not the way I was raised as a football coach. And so you have to have guys that are intelligent, because your time span of being able to take that information, process it, and then do it violently at the same time is difficult. And so you got to get guys that can process information So that when they go out there and you get the call and you got to be able to execute 3 seconds later against a guy that's very violent at the same time, it's a tough deal. And so it's for me, it's the intelligence is always going to trump all the other things. But always trying to get the size, the speed, but they got to have that intelligence.
What if you could create a bank that's just right for you? It'd have to be reliable, right? Familiar and dependable. But you'd also want big-time resources and financial tools to help you take care of the things that are important to you. You'd want a personal banker, someone who really knows you and can help you manage your assets, like offering a complete host of wealth management services. And there you go, Bancorp South. A bank that's, well, just right for you. Bancorp South, right where you are.
the sights, all the sounds, all the excitement. Saturday, September 6th, as your Southern Miss Golden Eagles host Alcorn State at 6. This is going to be a huge day at the Rock, with the 15-year anniversary of the 99 Conference USA Championship team. The pride of Mississippi and the Alcorn State Band will perform at halftime. Stick around after the game for a huge fireworks show. Saturday, September 6th at 6. Get your tickets at 1-800-844-TICK or at SouthernMissTickets.com.
And we're back, Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Todd Monken, presented by Bancorp South. Time now for our weekly feature. You know, we always focus in on one of the Golden Eagles seniors. This week, Cory Acosta, the place kicker out of Memphis, Tennessee. And Todd, this is a guy who has really worked hard during the offseason to get better, and he's been kicking the ball higher and deeper and doing a really good job with his kickoffs and with his field goals and extra points.
No question. He really is at a great camp. In fact, the one time we kicked off, really hit it well, really been kicking field goals well. It's unfortunate that we ended up having the one blocked in terms of a young man's confidence. But again, he's kicking as well as he kicked it since I've been here. And
he's been around this ball club and been through some good and bad, and really kind of a leader of this ball club, although I'm not sure it's easy for a kicker sometimes to be one of the leaders, but he tries to do that, be one of the leaders of this club.
He does. He tries to be one of the leaders, and I think that role comes from experience. He's been the kicker for a number of years. And I think the guys look to him. It's hard, like you said, because he's a kicker. But I know the guys, when he speaks, I know our team listens.
All right, Cory Acosta, the senior out of Memphis, Tennessee. Been around this ball club for a long time. Let's spend a few minutes and meet him up close and personal. Golden Eagle kicker, Cory Acosta.
Snap back, place down. Kick on the way by Acosta, and it's right down the middle.
Well, going into my final year, it's pretty surreal. I mean, it seems like yesterday I was stepping onto campus. I was talking to my long snapper, Lance Schufert, and we were saying, man, it's crazy that it was just a couple years ago and we were stepping onto the field starting our first game at Nebraska, and it seems like it was yesterday. And it's just crazy how time passes so quick, and you look back at it and you just said, man, if some of the things are, if I knew what I know now, you know, how much better could I be? But that's the part of maturing and growing, and you know, to build on that, and that's really a goal for this season, is to take that knowledge that I have now and build on it and become the best I can. I mean, the emotions are high for everybody. For all the seniors. This is our last year, and we want to go out, you know, winning and leave the program, you know, in a position to succeed. It's a really important year, and especially for the senior class.
Out of the hold of Mosley. Back and down. Here's the kick by Acosta on the way. It's long enough, and it is good. Acosta hit it.
the change over time between when I came on as a freshman, when I was 18 years old, you physically and mentally mature. Really, you have no choice. It's either you mature or you kind of fade out. You get phased out, and you have no choice but to grow. I mean, when you're put in that weight room, you have no choice but to get stronger. You're doing the reps, you're going to get stronger, and it depends on how much you put into it is how strong you get. And the same mentally. If you're put in positions of adversity, of pressure, and you use it and you take it and you use it to your advantage. And that's probably the biggest ways I've grown. I mean, I've had big kicks in my career. I've had a few against La Tech, the very first kicks I had on campus, my very first game kicks, and those were big kicks. I've had, to go into overtime at UCF, and then, I've also had the one, against FIU that gets blocked. And, you take the good with the bad, and you try and take positives out of both of it and build on it and come back stronger no matter if you make it or you miss it. You have to find the positives in it and say, what can I do better? What do I need to keep doing? And that's really the biggest thing, is realizing that whether you're successful or not successful, you have to take the positives from it and you have to build off of it. And that's the thing that I think I've realized the most, and mentally I've changed since I've gotten on campus. I want to be a dentist someday. After I graduate, if I have a shot to go to the NFL, absolutely I'm going to take it. If I can get into a camp and kick for a team, I mean, that's a dream come true. I mean, I don't think you have anybody that plays this level that doesn't dream about playing in the NFL at some point. But on the flip side, if that doesn't turn out like I dream it to be, then I'm applying to dental schools. I've got some interviews with some dental schools, and that's the career path I want to follow. And I'm really excited about that. Nervous. It's going to be a lot more school, and it's going to be tough, but it's going to be worth it. And I'm excited for that stage of my life as well.
Got him in group as a go.
Yes! Not just a startup, an upstart.
Gotta get going. Gotta be good.
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 Growth is the goal. How do we do that?
I talked to UPS. They'll help us out. New technology, smart advice. We focus on the business and they take care of the logistics.
UPS.
Good going.
We get good. That's great.
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 I love logistics.
One Mississippi, your health insurance marketplace, is open for small business. I'm Mississippi's Insurance Commissioner Mike Cheney, and I'm proud to say that One Mississippi is a one-stop shop where small business owners with 50 or fewer full-time employees can shop, compare, and choose from several flexible and affordable health insurance options. Enroll online at onemississippi.com or through an insurance agent. One Mississippi, now open for small business.
From the very beginning, your life is made up of a series of moments. Each moment requires you to make a choice. Sometimes you don't really have much of a choice. But for the moments that you do, the big moments, what will you choose? Choose to discover your own path, to defy expectations, to be challenged. Choose to ask, what if? To make a difference. Choose to give back. Choose to do something that matters and make every moment count. Choose Southern Miss.
And we're back, Southern Miss Sports Today with Coach Todd Monken, presented by Bank Corp South. We're going to talk about the Alcorn State Braves in just a minute, but Todd, earlier in the show, had a feature and a visit with Luke Meadows, who's coaching your offensive line. Luke came to Southern Miss from Florida Atlantic, and he's done a really, really good job of sort of bringing that offensive line together.
He really has. He's a great teacher. I think the guys have really taken to him, and that's what we needed. We needed someone to come in and kind of get everybody going in the same direction. He's got a great approach to the players. He's got a great personality. You wouldn't know it right away when you meet him, but he does. He's got a great way of getting guys to do it the right way.
And he's working with a bunch of guys up there. There's a few guys that have some experience, but that first game against Mississippi State, you had several guys who were playing for the first time, several guys starting for the first time. So that's been a tough job up there.
Well, Rashad Hill has started 12 games. That was last year. Our left guard, that was his first start. Cameron Tom moved over to center. It's his first start at center. Our right guard only started 12 games last year. Our right tackle has never started here. So again, we're only going to continue to get better, and a big part of that is Luke coaching those guys.
All right, we're going to talk about Alcorn State again, but before we do that, this weekend when the Golden Eagles take on Alcorn State, we're celebrating the 1999 Southern Miss Conference USA Championship team, and it's always nice to see every week some of those former players back, especially when you're honoring a championship team.
Oh, there's no question. I mean, and it's fun for them to come back. There's nothing like coming back to campus, and it sparks memories. And those teams and that tradition is why I wanted to be the head football coach here.
Jay Hobson and the Alcorn State Braves come to town this weekend to take on the Golden Eagles. Jay, of course, has been at Southern Miss a couple of times and really done a nice job of starting to make that Alcorn State program like it was many years ago when Steve McNair was there. They won 9 games a year ago and had some big wins. So good football team coming in Saturday.
No, he's done a great job. They do a great job offensively and defensively. And since I've been here the last 18 months, you see them on the recruiting trail. They're one of the rare 1AA teams in our state that we see and are on some of the same kids.
How do they like to play offensively and defensively? What's their game plan like?
Well, they spread you out offensively. The coordinator they've got came from Middle Tennessee, so they're a 4 wide. They've got a tall, athletic quarterback that can run and throw it. And then defensively, they pose some problems because they like to jump in and out of 4 down and 3 down. So it really forces your offensive line to process and think and be able to communicate when you're running it and when you're throwing it.
What's when you got back to the practice field earlier this week, where was some of the attention? Was it more mental? Was it more X's and O's? Where was the attention this week?
Well, I think you're going to make the most improvement between game 1 and game 2, and I think our team is going to play better at home. I think the biggest thing is once they watch the film, oh, I see I wasn't playing as fast. And so I think the biggest thing is how do I process some of our young players and let it go and play. And I think the more we just keep doing the same things and don't waver, the faster we're going to play.
All right, well, let's have a good one this weekend. Thanks for visiting with us, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Thanks, John.
All right, it'll be the Golden Eagles and Alcorn State on Saturday at the Rock, the Golden Eagles and the Braves. And it'll be a great night, a great atmosphere at Roberts Stadium as Southern Miss takes on Alcorn State. Don't forget, Thursday nights, we're at Mugshots Grill and Bar in Hattiesburg for the Golden Eagle Hotline with Coach Monken. Come on out and talk a little Golden Eagle football. That'll do it. Have a great week, everybody. See you next time with another inside look into Golden Eagle football.
This edition of Southern Miss Sports Today with Todd Monken has been presented by Alcorn South, right where you are. And brought to you in part by Hattiesburg Coca-Cola. Want a taste of everything? Drink Coke Zero with real Coke taste and 0 calories. The City of Hattiesburg, a proud sponsor of Southern Miss Athletics. UPS, we love logistics. One Mississippi, now open for small business. And the University of Southern Mississippi, it's great to be a Golden Eagle. This has been a presentation of IMG, America's home for college sports.